Breaking news coming in this afternoon. SARS has hit out at some media houses on the sustained attacks on SARS, and the Commissioner, a statement released by SARS, says the continued and sustained media attacks on the integrity of the SARS and the Commissioner, Moyane, on blanket malicious allegations that cannot be substantiated by facts. The insinuation that the Commissioner is breaking the organization is malicious, meant to integrate and attack the institution. Well, let's discuss this further. We are now joined on the phone line by ANN7 assignment editor Cecilia Russell. Good afternoon to you, Cecilia. We've seen a number of attacks on Tom Moyane. Just refresh our viewers' memory on what these media houses have been saying about the SARS Commissioner.
This whole story is the allegations about Jonas Makwakwa, who it is alleged has been seen or been noticed putting cash into his account, ATMs, over a period of a couple of years, and the media have picked up the story, and they have questioned why, when the SARS Commissioner, Tom Moyane, had not acted on it, even though he had known about it for a couple of months. This also goes into the whole SARS Treasury tension. Moyane has, as you know, been at the centre of investigating the allegations of this on the so-called rogue unit, and there's been a narrative out there which has claimed that he has been very quick to take action against people involved in the so-called rogue unit, or that was involved in apparently illicit surveillance, and very slow to take action against this a person who it's claimed was acting illegally.
Cecilia, it's not the best of lines, but I just wanted to ask you, with regards to SARS now releasing this statement, do we expect any sort of action to be taken against these media houses? I mean, what are the rules that are put in place to prevent the reporting of something that's untrue without backing it up with facts?
Well, you're required as a journalist to make sure that if you put out allegations, that you test them. And you test them, and you ask for comment. You should also check you should independently verify your sources come up with all sorts of things, and you should independently verify these facts. So as far as action is concerned, that entirely depends on the SARS Commissioner. The SARS Commissioner has got a couple of different ways that he can deal with it. He's decided to put out a media statement, which I suppose is maybe the gentlest way to deal with the problem in the media. If you if you feel that you are under sustained attack, he could go to the press ombudsman or to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission. He could also go to court, and he could actually, take legal action there. I think he's put this out here because he says he's trying to change the narrative around his organization. From what I can gather on this particular statement that I've just looked at now, he says, for example, that the insinuation the Commissioner is breaking the organization is malicious and meant to denigrate and attack the institution. And then he explains that for 2 consecutive years, 2014, 15, and 15 and 16, SARS managed to outperform the economy, crowned by the collection of a historical amount of over 1 trillion in revenue in 2015, 2016. Yeah, and he says there, the media is failing to acknowledge and recognize the achievements of SARS under the leadership of Commissioner Moyane. And then he goes on to deal with a whole range of different achievements that they have done. Mm-hmm, and I think this is something that is true. I mean, I think that this is acknowledged quite generally, and that In fact, SARS is very efficient in bringing in money, and it gains efficiency with each passing year.
We hear you, Cecilia. Unfortunately, Cecilia, we are going to have to leave it there. I do apologize for having to interrupt you, but we are going to continue this conversation now on the phone line. We are joined by Decolonization Foundation's Moyane Mani, who also joins us on the phone line. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Mani. SARS has now released a statement with regards to the ongoing attacks in the media against its commissioner. What are your views?
Yeah, look, I think media is really nailing its colors in the mast, that media is not playing for Team South Africa. It's very disappointing that in a period where South Africa is under review by the rating agencies, and where everybody knows that rating agencies look chiefly at two things: ability to pay and willingness to pay. Now, if an institution which answers the question ability to pay by way of raising taxes, as it were, an institution that has been so successful in answering ability to pay, as you mentioned in your intro, that already R1 trillion, which is a historic amount that has been collected by Commissioner Moyane, instead of the media playing into the narrative of our ability to pay and the governance that is happening at SARS, instead, media is doing everything it can to earn us a junk status. This is really bad. My advice to Mr. Moyane is not to go to the ombudsman. I don't have faith and confidence in the ombudsman. It's just reporting people in the same scheme that they are in. I think he must just go straight to court. That would be the only way to resolve this matter.
Mr. Mani, we are going to continue this conversation with you. I want to touch a little bit more on the role of the media here, but if you can just hold on for us, we are going to bring Luther Lebelo, SARS spokesperson, into this conversation. Good afternoon to you, spokesperson, and thank you for chatting to us here on ANN7. First and foremost, why did you feel the need as SARS to release this statement and let your views be heard and known?
And thanks so much for inviting us this afternoon. I think the main reason why we decided to issue the statement is that we couldn't continue to ignore this malicious and unsubstantiated attacks on the integrity of this critical institution of the state, and of course its head, which is the Commissioner of SARS, Mr. Tom Moyane. And then we felt that maybe it is important just to continue to remind this media, which is clearly having an agenda that we do not know, but importantly the people of South Africa, that SARS has not only been doing very well in the last years, but it continues to do particular work that South African public must acknowledge. In fact, I believe that we are one of the most critical institutions that has helped the country from the rating agencies to downgrade them. So we are worried that you have got a media that is claiming to be South African or pro-South African, but that continues to attack all critical institutions of state. So we thought that maybe let's release the media to just remind South African public to ignore this media attack, because we have got the facts, and because the facts do not lie. The facts are the ones we are putting before you to say, this is the great work we've done in the last 18 months when Commissioner Moyane has claimed us.
Mr. Lebelo, in that statement that SARS released, you highlight a few media houses targeting the Commissioner. Are you planning as SARS to take any formal action against these media houses? What is the plan of action here?
Look, you've got two options. So the one option is to go to the press ombudsman, which we went many times without much success. If anything, you do not even know whether indeed they are helping those who are attacked. But the second most important and the most powerful one is to talk to the South African public, because we know that the people of South Africa are not stupid. The people of South Africa see what is happening. So we thought our biggest defense is at least to speak to the people of South Africa and make them aware of the good work that we've been doing. Because if the people of South Africa are behind SARS, no one can be against SARS.
Just lastly, Mr. Lebelo, in your statement you also mentioned that no previous SARS commissioner has been subjected to such unrelating media assault on his integrity. What do you think the motive is behind these negative reports by these media houses?
Look, we observed it, and one of, among others, that we came to the conclusion of is maybe this narrative out there that it is not conceivable for a black African to be successful. So we believe that he's attacked firstly because he's a black African, but secondly, he's attacked because the work that we are doing, you have to appreciate the work that we are doing, and then you'll see on the list that you have raised, we have set systems and processes to deal with the illicit economy, to deal with the high net individuals. And these are very powerful people who then become, they feel very pressured, and as a result are trying to attack him. And we want to send a message to them, these powerful people, these big companies that are hiding the taxes, that even if they continue to attack Commissioner Moyane, we're not going to stop to go after them and collect this revenue that is due to the state, because this country needs every cent for it to run.
Indeed. Thank you very much, spokesperson, for your time this afternoon. We appreciate you chatting to us. Mr. Luther Lebelo, SARS spokesperson, just unpacking some details with regards to that statement that was released on the sustained media attacks on SARS and the Commissioner.